sociology as a perspective, seeing the general in the particular and the strange in the familiar. As we all know, we are social beings. We rely on others for survival. We form relationships. We are social actors acting for others. We are audience for other people acting. And at any given time, we are what we have learned to be through interaction. Through this sociology and this perspective, we will see the broader social context and how it involves looking at the social location of people, their culture, social class, gender, religion, age, and education, as well as the relationship of one group to another, and the external influences, our experiences, that we internalize, and then that becomes part of our thinking and our motivations. This sociological perspective provides the means to recognize that the lives of individuals are shaped by the forces of society. This point of view may be described as seeing the general in the particular. To emphasize this, we each have a thumbprint. If you would go ahead and look at your thumbprint right now, that is particular, individual to you. It is your very own. No one else has one exactly like yours. But if we were to all get together and put all of our thumbprints together, we would notice there are similarities. Matter of fact, our fingerprints would probably fall into one of four categories: the arch, the whorl, the composite, and the loop. So the arch, the loop, the whorl, or the composite. Durkheim, he looked at suicide, and even something as personal as suicide, he found, had social dimensions to it. He found four different types of suicide: egoistic, altruistic, anomic, and fatalistic suicide. Another example, individuals. We're all individuals, but we create certain patterns. We see, as sociologists, general social patterns in the behavior of particular individuals. Despite the fact that each specific example of social experience is unique, when compared to each other, these unique experiences do have certain characteristics in common. And I don't think you at home are able to see this as well as we can here in the classroom. This is the prison I worked at in California. Let's see if I can move out of the way here. The medium yard is right here. Every evening after dinner, the troops would come on out and they would automatically just start walking clockwise around the track, something that has been done for years and years and years, and it continues. That is what is normal. What we notice after dinner, if we're hanging out on the tier, is that one or two that are moving the wrong way, or cutting across the yard, or bouncing from group to group. Although there's 1,000 different individuals, particular individuals on that yard, there are patterns that they have developed. Likewise, in Jerusalem, this is a picture of the Damascus Gate in Jerusalem. The second time I was there, we stayed for longer than the tour. The last thing that our guide told us was, please don't go to the Old City on Friday afternoon. That's when mosque lets out, and that's when the trouble all starts. So being good sociologists, Friday afternoon, straight to the Old City. But we didn't just run right on in. As sociologists, we stood back. We stood back and watched. We're trying to see what is normal, trying to get a baseline on what is normal. So we just watched. You watch that pattern so that you know if that pattern changes, find a doorway, drop, duck, or sometimes run. But you have to know what normal is first. So we found out what normal was, got an idea of the patterns and the trends, and then we headed on in, and nothing happened. Now, revealing how social forces shape everyday life can also be described as seeing the strange in the familiar. Seeing the strange in the familiar means detaching oneself from familiar ways of thinking in order to gain new insights that may at first seem strange. I have a couple examples with me. Letters from prison. We're all familiar with letters. We used to actually write letters, and prisoners still do. But this is an example of a number code. Again, seeing the strange in the familiar. Letters very familiar to us. Well, let's say it is October 1st, and the third watch, the midnight shift, we go over all the inmate mail. We read all the outgoing inmate mail. This one is dated October 12th. Kind of strange on the 1st. That may also be telling us something, which was the case in this letter. It is telling the reader to read every 12th word. And if we look at every 12th word, leaving Monday, 11, rear gate, bring guns, that's all. That's pretty cool, isn't it? 5 minutes we've stopped an escape attempt. But you have to look for things. They may not just jump right on out at you. Another example is the broken word code. On the broken word code, we go ahead and read the letter. Nothing much jumps out at first, but then we notice every once in a while there's an unconnected word. Most words are all together, all connected. But Angela, see how the A and the rest of the name have a gap? If we read just only those words with a gap, Angela is talking, hit her. That all. Are we talking punching Angela in the nose? No, we're talking kill Angela. This is a hit. This is a hit, but we've uncovered it. So in 5 minutes, we have put an end to escape attempt and ended a potential homicide. That's pretty good, huh? Angela should probably move pretty darn soon. So again, sociology as a perspective, a little training on seeing the strange in the familiar, the general in the particular. If I were to ask you a question on an exam, something like which of the following is an example using the sociological imagination, would the answer be A, Joe wants to understand why Marilyn Monroe committed suicide? Or B, Joy wants to discover why suicide rates are higher for males than for females? Or C, June looks for a suicide gene on the DNA molecule? Or D, Harry thinks about committing suicide himself? Which are we going to pick? A, B, C, or D?
B.
Excellent! Excellent, yes, B. Joy wants to discover why suicide rates are higher for males than for females. So thank you very much. Hope this comes out. If If it doesn't, sorry, Great Falls.